We arrive at the factory where the D-Wave occurred. Apart from the army of mass-produced Nikes and herd of Raptures, we also met with 2B and 9S and head deeper inside the factory together. 2B uses her sword to cleave the last Rapture into two. Cleared. I'll clear here as well. Are we even going the right way? We are. We're running into more Raptures and mass-produced Nikes. This must be closer to the door in the center. That tells us that we're steadily getting closer to the transportators. Whew. Well, that's a relief. One sec. Why don't we take a little bit of a breather? Master seems... I'm okay. You say that, but you don't look too good. For the past 3 hours, you've been panting heavily, and you're as pale as a ghost. I said I'm fine. It's not just you. These 3 here are also looking at their limits, both physically and mentally. Everyone needs time to catch their breath. She's right. It's not just physical exhaustion that's the problem, but the mental weariness too. Let's take a breather. We can't rest in here. We're far too exposed. The locks on the door aren't functioning properly. And it would be too long to build a barricade. Are you saying that we need to build a safe space? Exactly. I can scan inside of the factory. I believe I found a decent spot. How about we go in there? Okay. Then let's... However, there are far too many variables at play. We don't know what could be waiting for us there. And I think it would be better if a few people scout ahead. How about 2B and I go first? I know the location. It'll be easy for the 2 of us to go in there without drawing much attention. No, I'll go. May I ask why? If, during your search, you were to stumble upon the transportators, would you ignore it and come back here? I'm honestly not sure. I'm sorry. Precisely. Even if there was the slightest possibility of that occurring, we can't simply sit down and wait. I understand your concern. 9S is to wait here, and I'll go with you. Huh? This way, even if we do end up finding the transportators, my return will still be granted, for I will be coming back for 9S. None of you will have anything to worry about. Very well. If that situation were to occur, I think I can still trust you. If one of us has to go, shouldn't it be me instead of 2B? I would never leave 2B behind. I won't leave without her. 9S, stay here, just in case. If anything happens while we're checking out the hideout, you are to fall back. Understood. We're all in the dark here as to what's going on. Alright, I'll tell you where to go. I'll be waiting for you. Okay. Commander, 2B and I will locate a suitable hiding spot and report back. Until then, remain here with the others and stay safe. Alright, Don't worry about us. Just go. I apologize for my behavior back there. I come off as distrusting. Don't be sorry. Feeling suspicion in this situation was a valid response. Our priorities don't align. Linus and I wish to find the transportators and go back. Wherever you want to find a safe space to return to your commander, when two opposing desires collide, it's only natural that our decision-making proceeds will differ. You were merely taking proper precautions. I see no reason for me to take umbrage. You're quite level-headed. Rational. Not swaying by emotion. I am an android. We're not allowed to have feelings. Sounds like us. Nothing. 2B fixes her eyes at the iron door at the end of the passageway. The hideout 9S mentioned should be past this door. Let's get moving. Alright. A while after, Rappy, could you come here for a minute? 2B gestures towards a rusted-out compactor laying in a state of disrepair. It appears to be designed as an oversized trap, intended to ensure large beasts. Is this entire structure a trap? It's massive. It must have been built to take down raptors. However, judging from the somewhat amateur construction, I would say the person responsible for building it was most likely a civilian. To survive in this environment, they would have needed a well-concealed hiding spot. The hideout 9S mentioned should be right over here. But I don't see any entrance whatsoever. What is the possibility that this civilian is still here? Officially speaking, the central government insists that there are no remaining survivors on the surface. Unofficially, however, the likelihood of there being survivors is rather high. And that's right. So if this person were to be still alive, I would have to request them to assist us. Understood. Let's find the entrance. Scanning indicates that there are 3 booby traps intended for raptors, all placed in different locations. Using these 3 points as vertices, I can triangulate the set area, in which it appears to be a spot where the walls are abnormally thick. I suspect this is the high possibility where we'll find a hidden entrance among these walls. Understood. Let's start checking the thickness of these walls as preparation. A while later... This section sounds different. Someone has patched it up. There must be some way for us to get through. Huh? As Rappy's fingertips trace the wall, she comes upon a rusted machine. It has many buttons with text written all over them. Simply and somehow retro in design, it bears a strong resemblance to a keyboard. Could this device be meant for entering a password? The moment Rappy places her fingertips upon the keyboard, something rustles loose and flutters down to the ground. A teetered piece of paper with a sentence written on it. Who are you? Is it asking our model numbers? No, that's not it. A civilian survivor hidden in the factory wouldn't have any reason to ask Anike for her model. Then it must be a name of the survivor. Well, if they were to use an individual's name as a password, that would indicate to me that there were only one remaining survivor. What if there was more? I see what you're getting at. It must be a word that impresses all people. Exactly, so... human. Wrong answer. Reppy. What is the chance that the survivor inside are not humans, but Nikes? Close to zero. Nikes are elite soldiers. They would not create such a hazardous trap like the ones we saw earlier. Fair enough. There's no harm in trying. Fine. But not the model number. Let's try something more generic. Nike. The ramshack door opens. Inside are a plethora of daily necessities all covered in dust, as if they haven't been touched in a while. A pile of old papers lie on a desk, along with a radio, its color muted with age. It doesn't seem to be inhabited. No, it doesn't. Considering how ran down everything is here, I'd say it's been a long time since someone came in here. Let's conduct a search. A notebook bespeckled with smudges and stains lies on the desk. It looked like a journal by whoever used to stay in here. Seems likely. Rappy opens the notebook to its first page. Day 1. It's completely a phenomenon outside, but at least it's quiet in here. Me, Peter, and Haley check out the blueprints of the factory. We're placed in 2 to 3 locks in every single exit. None of those inferior creatures will be coming in here for a while. So there were a total of 3 survivors, including the author of this journal. Apparently, they sought shelter in this place from the raptures. I see. Day 7. I thought with a factory in this size, food rations would be in a surplus. How wrong I was. Well, the workers escaped to this place. They cleaned out everything completely. Enough here to feed the 3 of us? They suffered from a lack of food. It must have been hellish an ordeal. Yesterday, some raptures broke in from the west entrance of the factory. Meanwhile, we were completely exhausted from lack of food. We decided when there were fewer raptures inside the factory, we were to set out to find some food and store it for later. Peter and Haley went out and split up in a search of food. I, meanwhile, remained here due to my cold. Day 16. Peter and Haley still aren't back. I should have gone with them. That way, at least I wouldn't have ended up alone. 2 of the 3 headed out to forage for food and never made it back. Day 18. It feels like it's been ages since I've spoken. I'm afraid they'll hear me if I make any sound. I forced myself not to go to the bathroom either. They may smell it. The hell are the United Forces of Humanity doing? To think my last hope lies in those blockheads. What a cruel twist of fate. They mentioned the United Forces of Humanity. Who are they? They're the precursors to the central government. A multilateral military organization established by all nations to fight against the Raptures, back when humans had not yet entirely lost the surface. These entries were written over 50 years ago, so whoever wrote these entries are certainly... I understand. Day 21. The forces didn't come. Day 23. Not a trace of the forces in sight. Bastards. Day 25. Still nothing. I ate my own stool for the first time. Day 27. I broke the cardinal rule of not making sound. I turned on the radio. Even if it was a rotten rope, flailed and tattered, I wanted to hold onto some sort of hope. However, I heard some unexpected news. A miracle was happening in the place I didn't know of. I kept mashing the record button. Although I missed the first part, it was good enough. I've been rewinding the recording and listening to it on endless, repeating loop. Over and over. Until they figure out the password I set. Till the day they open the door and come in and save me from this hell. They recorded something. Rappy's eyes turned down to the radio on the table. Last entry. Whatever is recorded on the cassette are the last words this person who lived in this shelter. Let's listen to it. There are a wide array of buttons on the old radio. But the play and rewind buttons have been notably worn down. They must have been pressing it countless times. Rappy rewinds the tape to the beginning and presses play. Early opposition to the Nikkei production. Boy is dominant, but that's not the case at all now. Ever since the first Rapture invasion, got a squad who brought us victory for the first time in a large-scale counterattack became the only hope of saving humanity. Of course, they aren't the only heroes. Many other Niki fought side by side by the squad. They gave their lives so that mankind may live on. May they forever be blessed. May their noble sacrifice always be remembered. I see it now. You were created to ensure the survival of mankind. Rappy stares down at the desk. Under the radio, letters carved into the desk, like a desperate invulsion. Rappy lifts up the radio and inspects the engraving closely. Huh? Could this device be meant for entering a password? The moment Rappy places her fingers atop the keyboard, something ruffled loose and fluttered to the ground. A tattered piece of paper where a sentence is written on it. Who are you? There's a reason why Nike was set as the password. Rappy ran her fingertips over rough engravings on the desk. Was that what you were trying to tell us? What's wrong? It says salvation. Nike, the goddess of victory, will bring salvation. I wonder what happened to the people here. Me too. It's hard to say. I hope they were rescued. Same here. Rappy places the radio back down quietly. Let's bring the others over. This should be a suitable resting spot. Yes, this will be more than safe enough. Let's go. Rappy and 2B tidy up the unkept desk and return back to the comrades, their friends. For them who wish to protect,